So I just released my first solo album, How I Like It. And obviously I was incredibly nervous before doing that. It took me years of writing all the songs that I'm never gonna release to start to find the sound and the songs that I end up putting on this album. But the fan reaction has been incredible. It's been incredibly supportive, and you know, I've been able to tour quite a bit in the past couple months, so getting to see people sing the songs and react and laugh and cry and dance with me for music that is this personal to me has been really rewarding. Hidden light deep inside, can't get her off my mind. Baby girl, what a world, there ain't no black or white. Life in the studio, man, so How I Like It came together over, once I really figured out the sonic palette, it was about 6 months. It was so quick, so I was in the groove, I knew what I wanted to say, I knew how I wanted to sing, and it was mostly with my dear friend Doug Makuta, who is signed to Timbaland. So he's an amazing artist, an amazing songwriter and producer. We would write these songs either in his place in Brooklyn, or you know, we'd travel to my uncle's house in Jersey or my house in Venice, and we did it all over the country actually. But then we're lucky enough, because of his deal, to actually record at Thomas Crown Studio, at Timbaland Studio. So my buddy Reggie Benjamin shot this documentary with Eric Benet, and you know, kind of just started this charity mission, Save Her, that he wanted to bring awareness to human trafficking and sex trafficking, and just how gigantic of a problem that is, and how prevalent it is in our own society, in our own towns. So he heard, I was playing him some of my music a while ago, and he heard Cry, and went, yo, lyrically, melodically, everything here just makes sense, can we use this? And I went, absolutely, it's yours. But then went back, spoke to Doug Makuta, and said, hey, I want to use a song, and of course, I'm down, but I want to make sure that the music itself actually sends the same message. Whereas we kind of put a trap background to the lyrics. We had purposely had this kind of juxtaposition against lyric and melody, which is what's fun about the original version, or lyric and music, pardon me. So then he was like, dude, absolutely. So we got in the studio and just kind of made the music match the lyric and melody, and wanted to, really make it specific for Mission Save Her. And City Fidelia, who raps on it, is freaking talented, but that just didn't feel right for this. And then we created, honestly, one of my favorite songs in the album, Cry Acoustic. So that's where it is. The music video is entirely tied to Mission Save Her. It's got clips of the new documentary Twilight that'll be coming out later this year that is very, very powerful. Terry Marie, who directed the documentary, also directed the video. Man, yeah, I'm super proud that was the first thing I was able to put out, and just very happy to be able to use my music for something bigger than me. The majority of it was my experiences over the past couple of years. Some things track back to my childhood. Very little of it, frankly, is from the BTR era, because I feel like that was so specific, and that music represented that perfectly. But I had to go out, I had to go and travel the world and make new friends and reunite with old friends and date different people to have something to write about. And so that's why it took a few years experiencing life and working and writing, and this is where it came. And musically, not once ever listened to a song or an artist before went into the studio. I wanted to be inspired by whatever it was that I was inspired that day or that week or that month. But I'd like to think that the majority of my musical inspiration came from the greats who I listened to my whole life, like Donny Hathaway and Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Sam Cooke. I mean, that's, my first manager way back when kind of forced me to listen to him, and then I fell in love. And I hope that if anybody hears anything, it's inspiration from those guys. Getting to experience cities in a whole new way, having a little more freedom to, go where I want to go and try new restaurants and interact with fans, and even have fans tell me their favorite museums and places to go. And it was different than any way I'd ever toured before, and I don't want to go back. That was one of the most surreal experiences about doing this album on my own. It was tedious, and there were times over the past few years where I said, maybe I can't figure it out. Maybe this isn't good enough, maybe I'm not good enough. I mean, having no real help, no label, no budget to do this, and then just trying and failing constantly can be a major deterrent. It can be difficult, but then once you figure it out, once you push through, if you have tenacity over whatever you want to do, once you figure, that feeling of excitement, of doing it, of writing it, producing it, learning to produce to do this album, there's nothing more rewarding. And so that is now tying into every aspect, from the imagery to now the music videos. And we'll see. Maybe there's a day where collaborating with a label makes sense. It would definitely be easier on my bank account, but I'm very proud of what I've done, very excited about this whole chunk of work. And I wouldn't have done it, I'm glad I didn't do it another way. I'm about to do some real music videos I'm so excited about. Doing this independently has not been easy, no question, having to figure out everything on my own. But the coolest part about that is once I did, and now that I have this specific vision, I can essentially do whatever I want, budget contingent, And this first video and the first few I've got ideas for, I'm excited about, and it's gonna be unlike anything my fans of the world have seen me do, and I hope they dig it.